We are a generation that will never come back. A generation that walked to school and then walked back. A generation that did their homework alone to get out ASAP to play in the street. A generation that spent all their free time in the streets with their friends. A generation that played hide and seek when dark. A generation that made mud cakes. A generation that collected sports cards. A generation that found, collected and washed and returned empty bottles to the local shop for a few pennies each, then bought a chocolate bar or sweets with the money. A generation that made paper toys with their bare hands. A generation who bought vinyl albums to play on record players. A generation that collected photos and albums of clippings of their life experiences as a kid. A generation that played board games and cards on rainy days. A generation whose TV went off at midnight after playing the national anthem. A generation that had parents who were there. A generation that laughed under the covers in bed so parents didn't know we were still awake. A generation that is passing and unfortunately it will never return no matter how hard we try. I loved growing up when I did. It was the best of times.